All right, all right. Good Monday morning, everyone. Welcome to another exciting episode of In Your Element with Artis and Eric. My name is Eric Stoller, VP of Product Strategy for Element 451. And as always, I am joined digitally, virtually, by our CEO and founder, Artis Cadu. Artis, how's your Monday going?
That's great, Eric. Good morning. Hope your weekend was okay.
It was fantastic. It was nice and sunny down here in Florida. Hope you had a similar experience up north. We're not going to give away locations, but got a.
Yes,
I've got my, as you say, my TVA. Was it Time Variance Authority, whatever they're called,
that's
background.
great.
Going retro today. I don't have the green screen, but we've got a really cool episode of In Your Element today. We're really excited. One might almost say chuffed if you were across the pond. We're really going to do a little bit of a deep dive into events management, campaigns, kind of what an institution can do with Element 451, with sort of our comprehensive set of solutions, all things related to either in person or virtual events. Because we know, right now it's an interesting time. Some schools are having to sort of rethink maybe around their events. And whether or not they're going to be, going out on the road for some admissions shows and recruitment stuff, just because, there's, COVID isn't necessarily gone yet. And so when you're thinking about that balance around events, we want to make sure that you have the solutions that you need to reach students where they are, either in person or online. And so in this, we're just going to do a sort of a deep dive, bunch of examples, and go from there. We've got a couple different institutions already queued up here for screen sharing. Victoria, if you could pull that up, that would be wonderful. I always forget how to pronounce Erskine. I always think it's Erskine, Artis.
Erskine.
Erskine,
Yep.
correct me here. See, I've been in higher ed since since I could crawl practically, and there's still institutions that I'm just like, I'm not sure exactly. But Erskine's got a really sweet visit portal, visit.erskine.edu. It kind of gives you a sense of just, what are they all about? Want to learn more about Erskine College? They've got kind of a request for information form here, an RFI, but they also have schedule a visit today at this gentleman's feet here. And if you click that, it actually takes you to their events portal. And all of this is built and living within Element 451. So I just want to make sure everyone is aware of that in the next 20 minutes or so. And Artis, is there anything you wanted to sort of point out around events? I mean, I know you could talk about this for at least 70, 80 minutes.
Yeah. It was so Erskine is really, really interesting. And what they did with their events as soon as the pandemic hit was phenomenal. They were able to use our landing pages to essentially put together a visit program where they were posting a lot of their videos. They were posting a kind of a guided experience for their students on Erskine. And because of all the things and all the media that they could put in there, anything from videos to photo galleries to to kind of quotes from faculty members. So they were able to build this landing pages that made it really possible for students to get, a really great experience and get familiar with Erskine. Now, on top of that, they also did a lot of virtual events, which they used Event 451, our event module, to have them register for those events. Now, they have transitioned, right? So as kind of campus events have become possible now, they are using both a traditional, virtual plus on-campus events, and you can do that with Element. We have added since the pandemic. One of the things that we've added because of capacity limits, we've now added capacity limits for both guests and also registrants in our event portal. So whenever a time slot reaches their capacity limits, those are closed. Users get automatic notifications around the events. Because of our Zoom integration, now if an event is virtual, that person will get the Zoom links automatically, and furthermore, what happens, which is really interesting, one of the things that we were getting feedback from was, well, I have to get screenshots of my Zoom, or I have to export those users later and then kind of match them
And who
with
wants
our
to do
event.
that? Who's got
No,
time for
nobody
that?
wants to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
So we added our Zoom integration, earlier on, and it's been really, really popular. A lot of folks are using Zoom right now. So essentially, what happens once you register, once you connect, that event is a Zoom event. We then are able to connect that directly. As soon as that person logs into your event, we mark them as attended in the attendees list, and now you get that notification automatically. And now they get the follow up, notification saying, "Hey, thank you for attending," or "Sorry, we missed you." So it's as if somebody was actually there, checking them off or marking them attended during
Well,
the
I mean,
event.
it allows you also to trigger, like you said, workflows around, hey,
Exactly.
thanks for attending. Now you attended session one, you learned this, and this. Here's a financial aid session, for example. We'd love you
Yeah.
and so it puts people into a different campaign, a different workflow. And then if there's the sorry we missed you for whatever reason, you signed up but you didn't make it. Here's the video vault, effectively, and we've been using
Exactly.
our microsites. We realize our microsites are really handy for a lot of different things. Howard University uses it to provide kind of custom, major specific pages for students. It's really comprehensive, mobile friendly, as we've talked about before. But if you
Yeah.
think about it from an events perspective, it's an events portal. Use it for sessions, use it for information. We use it for example, our Intelligent Admissions Academy event.
Yeah.
It's
This is a great use case for how the different pieces come together. We put together our annual conference, and it was virtual this year, our annual user conference. And what we did was we said, let's see how we can use our own platform to make a virtual experience. We didn't go out and get anything else. We had Zoom integrations for automatic creation of events with registration to different sessions. And then we needed a place to bring all of that stuff together, from from the schedule to attendees profiles, to the different sessions that we had, to additional content that was updated every day, to recordings and videos for the sessions that were offline plus online. So what we did is we used our own microsite, and we were able to have everything into one place. And we were updating it as we were going along. So it was one central place where somebody could go in and log in and get. So if you click on those view profiles, you actually get to see, for example, a little bit about the person and what's going on, and so on and so forth. So you can see now every day we sent out an email that automatically, with a magic link, that automatically logs that person into their microsite, right? So every day we were sending out that email to our microsite with the highlights. They could join the sessions because they already had signed up for them. So it became, a great end-to-end experience using our own tools. And these emails were designed in Element, and they were sent from Element. And it has those magic links in there going directly to the microsite. So it was an interesting use case, something that we're hoping that a lot of our schools will kind of take on and start using for orientation, or start using for events where they have multiple sessions and they need people to register for individual ones as well.
Yeah, I think interesting use case is understatement of the morning for me, because it's, like you said, orientation, career services running events, financial aid running events. And then again, it's the kind of thing where if people don't show up, or they couldn't make it, or what have you, you've got this great repository, this place where people can go in,
Exactly.
access the
Exactly.
content, and it's all connected. It's all joined up, from the emails, the workflows, the
Yep.
scheduling. It's very comprehensive in that sense. And as you said, artists, people are using it for Zoom based stuff. They're using it for in person.
Exactly.
It is very comprehensive in that sense. And so here's just some stuff that Howard University, for example, they've got a virtual accepted student day. When I look away from the camera, it's because I'm driving the web here, driving the internet. But they give you lots of information the students need. And so here's, where's it at? The admitted student website. And Howard's doing a lot of stuff with us, of course, but I think that at the end of the day, and I've got almost examples, too many. I can't even click all the tabs.
And Eric, one thing to note in here is that we understand that most of these websites and these properties are going to be visited through mobile devices. So what you're actually seeing here is as if you're looking on an iPad or perhaps a phone. And so the layout of these pages and the layout of these properties is very mobile responsive. So that's one of the things that make it, really, really unique in terms of how everything is kind of displayed on the student experience, and kind of that student experience is kind of top notch here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's, I think in the past, there was a lot of people who were rolling out events or content on the web as if all students had these, 27-inch monitors. And
exactly.
And at the end of the day, the other thing is too, you can see the data, you can see what platform students are using and confirm that, right? It's not just a guess. You're not just guessing, and saying students are on mobile. You can say, yeah, actually, 100 people registered for this event. And oh, by the way, the majority of them came in and registered via a mobile device.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's pretty slick. And we've made a sort of a demo here of a financial aid drop-in session. But again, it's just your typical events stuff. You've got your location here. In this case, it's Zoom. You've got a calendar in terms of events. You can see what else is coming down the pipe. You can register to attend, and then automatically you get your confirmation email. And best practice too is that you don't just send one email. You send a reminder.
Right.
You have different sort of bits and pieces that make up the best practices for events. And one of those is, okay, thank you for signing up. And here's your confirmation, post, a couple weeks out, or depending on the timing of when the event takes place, you get another reminder email. And then you get the post-event survey. If I can find it here, I've got a few thousand things open.
Eric, before you go there, can you just click on that sign up really quick? The sign ups section on there you go.
Yeah.
So this is how easy it is to, for example, go to those messages on the left-hand side. Yep. And you can now see how you have all the messages in one place, and you can actually edit them really, really easily. If you kind of set them up, it's like, okay, when do I want to send my sorry we missed you email, or and you can set it up. Okay, I want to send it one day right after the event happens, or 24 hours, or only to the non-attended people or those who canceled. So it becomes a really robust way to have all of the information in one place. Now, what makes this really interesting is that you can have not only just that one event, one date event, but let's say that you have a recurring event. Well, those notifications are going to be based on when the student registered, right? So if they register for an event for today, they're going to get the message tomorrow. And then if another one registers for an event for another day, they're going to get it, the following day. So the messages are based on what event or what time that student registered for, which is kind of really, really interesting.
Well, and what I hear you saying, Artis, too, is that it eliminates a lot of extra work.
Yeah.
That's the key. It makes people more efficient, right? That's the key here is you can set this up and you don't have to go in and like create new stuff for every single event. Yeah. You can, and I think that's that automation piece that is really important.
Yeah.
There's other things I know we haven't really talked a lot about this yet, but kind of under the hood, almost released, because we've had a few clients already kind of using this already, is some survey functionality that we've built in throughout Element, including into campaigns. And so this is just a post-event survey.
So think about it this way. We now have, and by the way, we're getting some questions from our live asking if this is actually, so this is Event 451. It's part of the Element 451 platform. It's specifically for higher education, and it's the event module of that platform.
We're actually getting questions through the web right now. I feel like we have a real show, everyone. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, exactly. So what Eric is showing right now is our surveys. So surveys is the latest functionality and module that we added to the Element platform. Now we're all about student engagement, right? So it's like, what's the fastest and best way to get that engagement? Is like, well, you need to ask them questions, and we need to make those questions as easy as possible. So we added a fully functional survey module to Element, similar to a SurveyMonkey or Surveycate or Qualtrics, but now it's incorporated into the CRM, it's incorporated into the platform, and the data is in the same place, and it's tied in with our workflows, and it's tied in with events, it's tied in with our communications. So when you're when somebody is responding, all of that data goes into the same place. So you can now get more and more insights and get better engagement from those students. The UI, it's fully customizable to your brand. And what Eric is showing here, it's just a little preview of that. Yeah, sorry, Eric, I get so excited when I talk about this, because this is the culmination of, I don't say the culmination, but it's kind of bringing all the pieces together of what it's required for an end-to-end platform to get events right and to get that feedback in the same place.
Yeah, no, it's good that you're excited, because it's the survey stuff is phenomenal, and we've, like you said, we've barely scratched the surface in terms of what you can do. And artists, if you've got something you want to show, I can always let you have control of the reins. But because I know you've got all kinds of good survey stuff back there. But I think in terms of just comprehensive events management, that's the real deal that we've got going on here in terms of you can preview your messages, see what you're going to be doing. You can see who's signed up. You can generate workflows that then people get put into. So here's just an example of a workflow for this financial aid event, this fictitious Element financial aid event that we put together around sort of email 1, email 2, et cetera, et cetera. And that's just there, and you can just keep running it. And if you have multiple events, you just set up another workflow, and it just keeps running. And you can, again, when you think about the use cases for events, it's not just admissions and recruitment. It's orientation, it's career services, it's financial aid, it's your alumni advancement relations folks. It's the entire student experience, the entire student journey that at the end of the day requires a similar level of sophistication when it comes to engagement. And why wouldn't you use your CRM from, as we like to say, from application to graduation and beyond? And this is just sort of an example of that, because especially, we live in a blended world now more than ever. And so, why wouldn't you want to have everything connected digitally? Last week's news show, Artis and I talked about digital transformation. This is an aspect of digital transformation.
Exactly.
And I'll just keep clicking around here because I got loads of stuff.
No, we can. So I can always share my screen, and I just wanted to kind of highlight a couple of different things in here. Let me do that really quick. Let me see if I can actually share my screen.
There you go. We've got our executive producer, Victoria. She's on it.
All right, here we go. So remember that survey that Eric was just showing you? So this is I can edit that survey really, really quickly here, and essentially I get the ability to, make it in a linear format, or we can do a one by one at a time. We're going to have another show focused specifically on surveys, because surveys has become a key tool for engaging students. We realize that, and it's really, really quick to kind of get their feedback, just not only prospective students, but also current students. So this becomes super important to us. So what we have here is the ability to kind of fully customize that survey. You saw like the colors and everything that we're doing here. So I can go ahead and completely, for example, change the look and feel of that survey, put images and kind of show progress bar, for example, on how far I am. I changed it to one at a time. So if I save it now and I take a quick preview, you can now see how that survey looks completely different. I begin it, and now I have different questions here that I can go ahead and kind of go to the next one. So anyway, so this is the fully functional survey module, and we can also have the ability to embed it into other places, into your own website, into other websites or landing pages as well. So it becomes very, very comparable to a SurveyMonkey and how you collect that data, but without the need to now export data from there and bring it into,
It's
into
an
your own
extremely
CRM.
powerful bit of
Exactly.
functionality that just lives within Element. I think it's, a lot of companies would just sell this as an independent freestanding thing, but you log
Exactly.
into your Element instance at your institution, and it's all there. Your surveys, your
Exactly.
events, your microsites. So when you start to think about what are the events that we run on campus, what's the content
Hmm.
that we want to share with students, what's the experience that we want to give to our anyone who comes to our campus or anyone who's studying with us online, then you really
Exactly.
get to see this big picture of it's all there. So the emails are tailored to your brand. The
Exactly.
data, you're not just guessing to see if people are actually looking at your messages. You can get the event registration, you get the whether or not they showed up on Zoom data, and it's all in one cleverly constructed place. And
Yeah.
I think that as we continue to add functionality, I've only been with Element now for 3.5 months or so, and it's been astonishing to me, if I'm honest, how fast we've been able to add new features that just make sense in the current context of what higher ed needs.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm going to stop sharing my screen because I think there's quite a bit in here. But one of the last things I wanted to showcase, because so you saw that email that Eric had before that we sent out to the iAcademy folks, or our user conference, and this is, by the way, this is how that's built into our email builder. So you can see everything is WYSIWYG and customizable, and I can change and can move. I can kind of reorder things around here. It's kind of drag and drop functionality. And then the really cool things about it is that what we're doing is we're actually adding those magic links. And when you see here, that's a magic link that we're kind of using our own internal tokens to send people to our microsite. So these tokens are automatically generated, and now they can link, to our microsite. So they become magic links essentially. So there's no logins required, from the student side. And you can use this for a lot of different things. You can use it for landing pages, applications. You can use it for, microsites. It becomes, again, removing that friction from the student journey, or from where the student wants to get to. So no more logins, removing logins, making forms as simple as possible, making sure that you're sending out automatic notifications to them so they can, check in for the event, or they can cancel that event, or they can, take a look at more information. They can get in touch with you really quickly. So all of these pieces are designed to remove as much friction and make that experience a lot better for the student.
Yeah. I mean, it's
as they
sophisticated. It's sophisticated technology with a very easily understood interface. I think that's one of the takeaways from me when we look at our email builder or any of our technology is that you don't have to be a technical wizard. You don't have to have code experience. You don't have to bring in an outside vendor to help you with that uplift. You can just build everything you
Exactly.
need, from surveys to emails to events, and get it into your content stream immediately, if it's through email or embedding it into your website, without any extra help. And it's just all built into Element 451. And so, artists, I think our time is up for today's show. We will be on again, of course, this coming Wednesday, where we talk about higher education news, all things going on in HE. But until then, my name's Eric Stoller.
Artist Kadu.
And we will see you Wednesday. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.